I'm Giovanna Dino. I'm from University of Torino. I am the project leader and, the project manager and member of the steering committee of this project at University of Torino level. I'm a mining engineer and my interests are mainly connected to circular economy in extractive industries and sustainable mining. And of course, I'm really interested in, and my job and my work is on that, is interesting in not only environmental impact connected to mining activities, but also to the chance to recover and recycle the waste at every stage of mining activities in order to save natural resources and to use what is considered as waste, but I consider this material as the resources for the present and the future, because we have to think about recover at our best everything we produce or we exploit from a mine. So it is my background. And I'm at present, I'm a research assistant at University of Torino, but I will be a researcher in about 3 weeks because I'll be.
Congrats for that.
Thanks a lot. And of course, I'm going to work on this part. So I think that the circular economy is one of the main pillars as for European policies. But I think that the circular economy, together with sustainability in general, has to be a pillar for human growth worldwide. So not only at European level, but we have to think about sustainability and potentially about circularity of resources, also at worldwide level. So of course, at least at African level, so involving in such a kind of, not activity, but such a kind of discussions, also our partners from Sugere projects. I think that as for Sugere, we have a great chance to cooperate and coordinate with other partners, as I said, not only at European level, but also with African partners, because the issues connected to sustainability, which deal with economic, environmental, and social factors, can be well represented by the partnership included in this project, because we have several kind of expertises, both at European and African level. And we have, of course, many geologists who better deal with the resources and environmental issues. For example, from our side at UniTo level, we have a staff which include mining engineer, but also geologist who works on the one side, the resources exploitation, and from my side, with the chance to recover this waste coming from extractive activities, but also expert, for example, in environmental impact, such as the impacts of mining industry or resources industries in water and in soil, of course, and a little bit less on air, because we have not at present no expert from our side. But it's not a real problem, because I think that in the project, not only connected to circular economy, but better to sustainability, I think that we have all the experts we need if we really want to boost the idea of a sustainable mining, which of course is probably a little bit more developed as idea at European level, but it's strongly encouraged this kind of issues also from the countries, for example, the African one, which have the stronger and the higher quantity of resources, because at European level we have, of course, some mining resources, but we are quite poor or not so fascinated on our mining resources. Instead, at the African level, we have, I think, quite, yes, probably the most important area from resources exploitation. We have several raw materials coming from Africa. So it's important to have this link within Europe and Africa. And of course, in the future, I hope that such kind of discussion can be open also to other countries, because, for example, South America or the eastern part, even if in such a cases, we have some problems or some issues connected to political, yes, geopolitical facts, I mean. It's fundamental to have an interaction, an active interaction within partners, because of course, potentially we have some more expertise as for procedures and rules, etc., about how to manage mining sites or, yes, resources in general in a more environmental friendly way, I mean, and more a social friendly way. But of course, as I said, and I have to repeat, most of the resources come from Africa, in our case for the project, I mean, and so it's important to know what they are doing, how they think they will going to develop their activities in the future, not to teach them something, but really to share our knowledge from both the sides in order to boost the potential exploitation of this material in a sustainable way. Because of course, if you think about an instrument that I like to talk about, which is the sustainable finance, which is an instrument to pass from a theoretical way to be sustainable to a real way to be sustainable as for industries, you need to face a big issues, which is the way you produce your raw material used in the production cycles at the European level. And in this case, most of the time, you cannot say that the resources are exploited in a sustainable way. And I think it's a problem if you want to have a brand which has to be considered as sustainable. So it's important that this kind of concept, so the importance of the social issues and of course economic but environmental impact at African level, at least at African level, has to guarantee at least a basis of sustainability to be considered as raw material used and applied at sea level, I mean, at European level. For the past, at the beginning of Sugere project, we could manage some meetings in presence with all the partners, one in Capo Verde and one at Salamanca, in which meeting there was also training courses for the African partners. I was not directly not at from University of Torino, we were not directly involved in these activities because we have another specific activity in Turin, which is programmed for the next autumn, not this one in 2021, but 2022, but I'm going to explain later. As for the past, from the UniTo side, we produce several courses online. Some of them were only recorded and are still available online in my clouds. And some of us also carry out some online courses with students from Angola. And we have programmed, but I'm not sure we are going to do that, but we have programmed some other courses in autumn with Capo Verde. And we have just come back from holiday, so we have to contact them again to know when we are going to program this course. So we had to do everything online so far, because most of these activities were considered to be in presence, and we had some delay. First of all, we have a delay in the activities that I consider strongly important for the project, which is not only European partner who produce teaching material for African partners, but of course the real interaction among all of us, in order to improve also from our side our knowledge and our sensibility in producing teaching material, or in the way in which kind of arguments or topics we have to present and we have to include in our lessons. So I think that part is missing, and I strongly hope that it will be carried out in the near future. I hope it will be possible to have this exchange with other partners. So it was for the past. As for the present, we are managing the organization of the future activities. So potentially, as I said, some new online courses in autumn with Capo Verde. And for next year, in 2021, 22, sorry, we are going to organize a training activity at university level. So we will host African partners to attend, not lesson, but to attend some activities at laboratories, at our laboratories, or to attend, yes, some workshop, some seminars and so on in specific topics connected to the main subjects developed by Sugere project. And we are also involved in the organization of the meeting, the midterm meeting in Mozambique, which will be also the chance to organize a congress, an international congress about sustainability in resources. I mean, so we from now up to the next October, November 2022, we have to work hardly to involve partners and expertises from Europe, from Africa, and also from outside, if it is possible, trying to have a quiet or quite lively congress in which talking about, the sustainability in resources and so on. I think that, as I said, it's not important to teach to others, but to exchange knowledge and exchange different expertise and try to understand the different points of view and the differences that are within people. So within people from different countries. Sustainable progress, if we try to be teacher and no more than that. So to tell, okay, I'm the teacher, I explain you what you have to do. It's not the best way to think about a sustainable world for the future. And I think that raw materials, and for a European side, also the critical raw material, is the key issues we have to face as European, but also at worldwide level, because raw material basis for progress, and I don't think it's possible to think about going back to the 19th or 18th century. So we have to think about the exploitation of this raw material at our best, in order on the one side to save the resources. And I say again, it's important also to focus on topics as the circularity of raw material and of secondary raw material, byproducts, etc., etc. And on the other side, we have to focus on issues connected to the social and environmental impact can have connected to the raw material exploitation. And in this sense, we cannot impose our point of view, because of course, the conditions we have in Europe, as for people, as for environment, etc., are very different from the one coming from other countries. So Africa, as for Sugere, but also for countries as South America, China, Canada, etc., etc., Australia, and so on. We have to cooperate in order to find the best way to exploit raw material, trying to guarantee at the best the environmental and the societal preservation also in other countries. Because if we close our eyes on this some situation we have abroad, we are not doing our best to reach the sustainability we are talking about from about yes, at least 10 years, but mainly in the last 2 years, you can say that or 3 years, you can say that sustainable is the best yes, it's the more used word, at least at European level. So we have sustainable mining, sustainable finance, sustainability, etc., etc., etc. And most of time, people who use this word didn't know really which is the meaning of the word. To be sustainable, you have to think about that other countries are different than yours, and so you cannot think to impose your point of view, but you have to try to have to mediate. I'm not sure it's the right word, to mediate the point of view in order to find the best solution for that country or for that reality. And I think that if we are moving in this direction, and a project like Sugere, which is a project in which you cooperate with other countries, is the first step to go through a sustainable way to produce and to exploit. And I hope it will be reached in the next 10 years, 20 years. I don't know how many years we need, but I really hope that it is only one of the bricks which will be build this new world, this new sustainable world, which now is only an idea. It's not real at present, but I hope it will become real in the next future.